And we thought if we did a high value marketing, just like charities do, we do a high value marketing, just like charities do, and but involve more than one charity. So if Oxfam get a 1% response from the mailing, would Oxfam and Wildlife Fund between them get 2%? So there'd be added value. But of course, we were also incorporating publicity about the big give. That was the raison d'etre. Anyway, we again took a mailing list, and we had tremendous support from the charities. Really nice looking material, and it just fell on its face. We didn't get anything like people were confused, I think. We didn't get 1%. Why? Yeah. Anyway, so there's another failure. But we did have one big success. About a year ago, we had our biggest success. And I suppose out of frustration, we said, what the hell can we do to get these people to give? So the Reed Foundation put up a match fund, a challenge match fund. That's what made it different, I think, of £1 million, and said to all the charities on the big give, anything your donors send in, up to a maximum of 5,000, we didn't want one person to dominate it, Reed will match until the £1 million is spent. And we announced the day it would start on the Monday. In actual fact, after 25 minutes, the computer systems broke down. They weren't ours, we were subcontracting them. The computer systems broke down with overuse, overload. And it took us, but in that 25 minutes, half the money had gone anyway. And in 20 minutes the next day, when we put it up again, the other half. So in 45 minutes, we both raised $1 million and gave away $1 million. So that was a success. Then we thought, being ambitious, we'll try that again, but how can we give it more legs? And we decided that what we were doing was challenge matching. So the money's not going to be there forever, you better get cracking if you want it. And that motivated all the fundraisers in the charity, as well as the donors themselves. This time, we felt, borrowing from America, where we know trustees in America, the Metropolitan Opera, for instance, the trustees all donate as well. You wouldn't dream of being a trustee of Metropolitan Opera and most other charities without being a donor. You wouldn't dream of asking other people for money if you haven't given yourself. But this, it doesn't exist in this country. It hasn't until now. And so we approached, first of all, some very big charities to get some underlying. And our target was, if we put up $1 million, could we raise $2 million from big givers and trustees of charities to stand alongside our $1 million? And of course, it gears our $1 million up tremendously when we face the public with $3 million instead of $1 million. And so, of the $2 million, I chose to go to some big charities that I knew to sort of underwrite the system. And they virtually all said yes, they would do it. And I think the Royal Opera House was fantastic. We offered them either, the underwriters, 50,000 or 100,000. The Opera House came in for 100,000. And I think it was the first time, luckily they had a new chairman, and he could go and ask trustees for the first time for meaningful donations. So great credit to the trustees and committee members. They raised 100,000. And other charities did this as well. So when we knew that was in place, we then took the other $1 million and offered it to all comers on the big give, the 6,000. And we were overwhelmed with applications. It was oversubscribed, so the total fund had got to $5 million. So we knew we couldn't match a proportion of that. We thought we had to keep our donation in proportion, half of what other trustees. And so we scaled it back and said, instead of 50, 25,000. Or instead, I think we let the smaller charities stay where they were. And so they went about collecting the money in September and October. And in fact, we didn't quite reach the target. So some of those charities were more ambitious than they were able to deliver. So it scaled back, and we have actually 3 million from other charities, not to our original. So we're 50% up, and we're putting in $1.5 million. And that means in the first week in December, $4.5 million is available on the big give to be matched. So it's not just a challenge now, it's geared, leveraged if you like, so that the core donor gets a fantastic experience, if successful, of the thing realising 6 times his donation. So we're putting in, we've got potential of raising in total 9 million, and Reed's putting in 1.5.